red pill space. You guys have seen it over the years if you've been watching my stream. These red pill people either worship money. Look at Tate-ism. You need to seek wealth in this.
Apostle Paul don't prove that Christianity is false. The hadiths weren't written by Muhammad.
Okay, but there's also debate about this, about hadith, and you follow Quran Sunnah. Quran is the most important. It's written by Allah. I did not just talk about Paul, also just the simple fact that you worship the one true creator. If you don't want to believe the Paul thing, that's fine. But Surah Kafirun. And thank you. Yeah, about the red pill. And this goes into Surah Kafirun. The reason that I face so much betrayal is the same reason you see these people see it in the chat. That's the only pattern here. This is why people whose careers I've made, you know all of them, people that I've put on by their own admittance, people that I've helped, given money, defended, all this. You want to know the reason they turn on me? Is because they worship others than God. They worship money, fame, themselves, their skin. This is what the red pill promotes. Yes, it talks about how gays are evil and feminism is bad and stuff.
Islam gives you an inner peace that nothing else can, makes you ready to die at any moment.
Exactly. They mix the truth with falsehood. Yes, feminism is wrong, but also you shouldn't worship your skin color. Yes, being gay is incorrect, but you don't need to go and become a man who puts his will, inserts his will in the world. You don't need to do that. They turned on me because Islam is the truth and it destroys their religion. Tate-ism, skin worship, red pill, networking, done. They can't keep believing in their nonsense while somebody else in the space is telling the truth. That you don't worship any of this, you worship God. Not your rented car, not your botted Instagram followers, not your skin, and not your bank account. It's all fraudulent. Worship God and God alone. That's why they get so angry. That's the only reason. And you notice every time they turn their backs, when they backstab me and say the same things that they all say, it sounds exactly the same. It's the seething that I have exposed their falsehood. And they can't admit it. Their egos are very big, especially in the content creator space. They can't admit they were wrong. And so they triple down on the falsehood. And then they just end up seething about me forever. Think about this as like, has he made any piece of content? Name one thing he's ever said, bro, right? Go. Think of that guy who, AB said his breath stinks. Like, I shouldn't even be speaking about it anymore. Like, nobody watches this stuff. He's just like a soundboard for Myron. But I'm making this analogy to point out something. Like, name something he's ever said. Go. One point he's made. There's nothing. Since he asked me to do a fight, this idiot, like, dude, he asked me to fight. I said yes, and he ran away scared because he knows he would get destroyed. I would beat him up easily. And that was very dumb of him to ask me for a fight that I accepted because now he looks like a little B-word in the manosphere red pill space where men are supposed to hold each other accountable. Nick puts out a hit and says, like, green lit on site. Nobody does anything. Now you look stupid. Unfortunately, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful. That makes you look dumb that you don't have the influence you thought you had. And also you look seething, obsessed,